Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. It's like Tal-Keila. Let's take a moment to de-stress from all this world chaos and talk a little bit about the 2025 Federal Rescheduling. So for us cannabis enthusiasts, I know your eyes are all over the news trying to figure out where we going with this, especially since we've been dancing around this topic for a long time, right? So we've been talking about this probably for about 30 years about cannabis. So why is it so hard for these politicians and congressmen to make a decision? I figured I'll break this down to all of our cannabis enthusiasts that may or may not know already. So first, let's talk about the basics, right? So Schedule 1. Schedule 1 are drugs classified as having no medical use and high potential for abuse. So no medical use but high potential for abuse. So drugs like LSD, heroin, those fall into that category. So then you find marijuana's in there. How? Who? Right? Then we have Schedule 3, where these drugs have medical use and low potential for abuse. So we got drugs like ketamine. You know, all of y'all heard about the Special K on the Diddy trial, not the Biddy trial, but the Diddy trial, and then anabolic steroids, but not marijuana? You know? So I'm just saying, with all the medical breakthroughs that we've had in science, there's like really, literally no excuse why cannabis is still categorized as a Schedule 1 drug in the United States. It don't make any sense. So then I had to think, like, one, who decided that? Like, who or how? How was that decided? When was it decided? So after doing a little tiny bit of digging, I found out this was decided back in the 1970s. Yes, well over 30 years ago in the 1970s. So I was like, what is the driver for this? Who was driving that? So there was some four main reasons why marijuana was defined as a Schedule 1 versus a Schedule 3. So the first main reason was racial motivation. So African Americans and Mexicans, they were found to be the people who mainly indulged in cannabis. Then it was the hippie culture. They indulged in cannabis, and plus they believed in peace, love, happiness, and coexisting. Then we had the prehistoric political movements with the civil rights movements in the Vietnam era and the Nixon administration with the war on drugs. They're the ones that decided that we had to classify cannabis as a Schedule 1. And then to top it off, it was due to they had to have an excuse, not just to be biased. So they said, well, we don't have medical evidence, right? So that was from the 70s. You mean to tell me there hasn't been no medical evidence that medical marijuana actually is beneficial to people that suffers from epilepsy, strokes, cancer, HIV, all of those things? Exactly. So one thing that kind of brings to mind then is, well, if it does get rescheduled, how is that going to look? Is it going to bring more clarity, or is it going to cause more issues concerning the accessibility and availability? A few things that come to top of mind is, and in the medical marijuana card space, like today, you can get a prescription if you have any of those conditions that I just mentioned: epilepsy, cancer, PTSD, all of those things. If it gets rescheduled to a Schedule 3, which I am totally not opposed to, but just wondering what those changes would look like, it's like you're no longer going to have that online doctor that gives you a medical marijuana prescription card. Now it's going to be by medical recommendation. Do you know, before all of this passed, with just the medical marijuana prescription card, how hard it would be for some people to even get their doctors to even give them a recommendation to get the medical marijuana prescription? Honestly, and those folks genuinely did suffer from epilepsy and cancer and etc. So are there going to be challenges again? Just wondering, something to bring to the top of the mind. And then I think about, now, the states that haven't fully gotten on board with about 90% of America to legalize marijuana, states like South Carolina, Texas, when they drop it down to a Schedule 3, what about those mom and pop shops that are currently not wanting, but that are currently selling marijuana, whether it's for private use or medical use? Are those shops going to be targeted in any kind of way by the DEA? So just some things to bring to the top of your mind. But I figured I'd tune in or check in, let you guys see my face, And also know that my eyes, my ears is definitely tuned in to figure out which way we going, whether it's left, right, up, down, where we going with this. Because I myself is a cannabis enthusiast and I love infusing my cannabis. Follow? And you'll see upcoming recipes from me infused with cannabis. So, and as well, upcoming information, if there's any that comes out of this in 2025, where the target is going to land. Where is the dart going to land on this situation? Do we, or are we finally, is Congress finally going to get off the pot and make a decision and stop leaning on old historical beliefs and move forward? Because actually we need to move forward on this very topic. See ya.